Welcome back, Raiders. We got update 1.3 fresh. Arc Raiders just posted the patch notes. Venator Nerf is here, among other things. We're going to dive in quickly. Here we go. Raiders, November 20th. Balance changes. Deadline mine is more expensive from 8 to 15. They changed the way it's crafted. You can read it on the screen. I'll post the patch notes or the link to the patch notes in the comment section. Some values are changing. The power cell, the launcher ammo is changing. They're kind of changing the bundles for the launcher ammo. I'm not sure if it's going to be a better deal, but we'll see how it goes. The big thing we're here for is the Venator Nerf. We're curious how it's going to change the game. So what they're doing is they're reducing the rate of fire. They said they didn't like the fact that the gun became a mag dump. You just walk up on poor souls and just obliterate them. So now the level 4 Venator is going to go from a 60% fire rate to a 40% fire rate. And you can see the other rates on the screen there. They're also increasing the weight from 2 to 5 pounds. I'm curious what's going to happen in the game once the primary meta gun switches out, which I think is exciting. It could be the day of the kettle. It could be back to the day of the anvil. Who knows? But it's nice to have a more balanced gun pool. In addition to that, they're changing explosive damage. What does that mean? That means the hull cracker's kind of getting a nerf / balance adjustment. So it's not going to work as well against big enemies like the Bastion and bigger unless you're very accurate. You know, they want the explosion damage to be smaller because they want to reward, accuracy. In addition to that, we got a bunch of random bug fixes, a couple exploit fixes. They said they're patching barricades so they no longer allow you to get through doors. But I thought they fixed that already. They need to patch where people are running behind their friend and pushing them indoors, right? That's what I thought, at least. They're also making the Shredder smarter. They said the Shredder AI needed, fine tuning. So now it is attracted to lure grenades better. It's got better movement and it won't get stuck as much. That's pretty cool. They're also fixing some bugs on the maps. Most of them are just like getting stuck in the map in random spots. Some of them are issues where people could get into locked key doors with zip lines. In addition to that, they're fixing a couple spawns on Stella Montis because they said you spawn too close to arcs. I'm curious if they're going to look into it if you spawn too close to people, because sometimes I spawn and I hear tons of footsteps. In addition to that, it's just a bunch of minor crash fixes from random devices. You can read it down below. But the big thing is the new weapon, the Amphibian. They're increasing blueprint drop rates. That's so exciting because I never see the gun. They're also balancing the Stitcher a little bit so that way when you look at the stats on the screen, they make sense. I also hope they look into blueprint drop rates because I feel like I'm not getting as